Hey y'all, this is Hyatt. I just wanted to give a quick little deck overview for my new Saskia Handbuff Battle Rush deck. The main strategy behind this, we're going to use Saskia to win in round one with her movement package. We're going to set up some good carryover in round one and round two and hit him with the round three absolute monstrous Handbuff units. So Invigorate's going to be our leader ability. We're going to want to try and use these one at a time, maybe two if we're feeling lucky, or we have it set up where it's going to like automatically go. Um, but yeah, we're going to boost 4 units in our hand by one, charges 3. This got buffed somewhat recently, a couple months ago, and it's fun. It's much better than it used to be. Um, Crystal Skull, we're going to want to use this on our smugglers a lot of the time. So it's going to boost an allied unit by 4 and give it Veil. That's going to make these smugglers stick a lot better. Saskia, of course, she's how we're going to win round one, hopefully. We can play her in later rounds if we have to, but she's great for thinning. She's great for throwing points down. If you have at least 10 different primary categories in your starting deck, which this deck does, then some random bronze Squirtle unit with the primary category that's not on your side of the battlefield. And then at the end of your turn, there's going to be a counter, so every 3 turns it's going to summon another Squirtle bronze unit. We have ours set up in this movement package, which synergizes really nicely, and also a Dwarven Mercenary, which gets really fat because it damages itself for each one non-dwarf unit in your hand if you deploy it, but if you summon it with Saskia, it just plays as a fat, free 7 points. So, really great card, one of the best ones. And it's like automated, which makes it good for Battle Rush, because Battle Rush you only get 8 seconds to play a card, so you want something that's going to automate and be really good for you. Philivandrel, you usually don't play him at all, but in this deck he can actually be pretty fun. He's going to create a Scoratel special card with either the same provision cost as him if you play him in the melee, or equal or lower to him if you play him in ranged. If you know the provision cost of what you want, you can guarantee that you'll draw it. Like if you want call, get him up to 10 and then put him in there. If you want some Dryad fledglings when he's at 12, put him in the melee row. Otherwise, put him in the range row. You may get some crappy options, but you might get a good one. But overall, he's a good hand buff target. The more he gets hand buff, the better cards he's going to be able to pull. So just putting these in here makes it a lot better for us to just put a lot of our boost into Torque, because then no matter what Torque hits, it's going to be good for us. Call for some consistency. It's going to allow you to play any Squirtle unit from your deck pretty good, especially since we're Diva. We're not going to have like a Neuromancy or anything. Ithilien Aglay, boost a Squirtle unit in your hand by 4. This is fat. Play her around 2 if you can, and that's going to be some insane carryover. Play her on Torque, and that's going to be like 8. She's essentially playing for way above her provisions. Um, Aglace on turn end, double the amount of boosts on self. So if she's boosted by 10, she's at 14, then she's going to boost herself to 24 at the end of the turn, just doubling that boost. We love her to get boosted. Shaping Nature, it's an echo card. I like to use this one sometimes to give maybe one of my movement package people a little buff, maybe put in a little veil. Play at the beginning, you might be able to do a little vitality. It's also pretty good to just it's 8 points that you can put in there twice. So not a bad card at all. Skags, I actually prefer boosts on Skags to Aglace a lot of the time, because Aglace will boost herself. Skags will damage by the amount that he's boosted. So he can become tall removal pretty much as he becomes tall. You're gonna know different matchups where it's probably better for Aglace to be boosted. But most of the time you're gonna be boosting this guy over here, Torque. He is devotion, so he's always going to be in your hand, and whenever this card is boosted in your hand, you're going to boost a random different unit in your hand by the same amount. So if we've got Aglace and Skags and Philivandrel, then all those cards getting boosted are going to be good for us. Even other cards will, give them some sticking power. If you give a Cat Witcher a couple boosts off of Torque, that's not the worst thing in the world, because it gives him a lot of good sticking power. He's going to be pinging them down a lot longer. Dunka is another card we're going to want to play in the melee row really early. on turn is just gonna boost a card in our hand, and she has Veil, so she already sticks pretty good. So she has Veil, and then we have Crystal Skull to give a Hawker Smuggler Veil. That's a really strong start. You see me do that in a couple of these games. Kieran, you can swap him out for more, and it's really just preference. But he locks the unit, moves it to the other row. And Morin, you can definitely sub into. She can damage by 2 or locks. There's a little bit of that flexibility. I find that I almost always want a lock on somebody, and sometimes moving it to the opposite row is really beneficial for things like defenders. Bountiful Harvest, boost you're going to boost a hand card by 2, and you can also pick an elf, and depending on the elf that you pick, it's going to boost either left, middle, or right. This is some great hand boost, and if we know that, say Torque is on the far left of our hand or the far right, we can prioritize picking the far left or the far right card, but lots of times we're also going to want to pick whatever card's best in that situation for Bountiful Harvest too. Hawker Smugglers, 2 of these, throw them in the melee row, and you're going to want to make sure that they stay alive because they're going to be boosting your units in your hand by 1 every single turn. It's a lot of passive buffing. So a lot of this is, hey, you're getting a lot of passive buffing. You're not having to click a lot of these. You're throwing down Dunker. You're throwing down the Smugglers. Nature's Rebuke, you want to have a little bit of removal. Circle of Life, a little bit of control, but this also has hand boost, so while Rebuke's going to be able to get rid of like a 5 power unit that might be an engine, so it might be really good. Circle of Life may not be able to do quite that, but if you're facing things that are swarming, there's almost always a 3 power unit at some point, and then that 2 in your hand, if it goes to Torque and then it goes to Aglace, for example, then that's 6 additional things, and now you're playing a 9 for 5, so that definitely gets a more first provision costs than Nature's Rebuke, depending on what you'd take out. So I have 1 of each. 2 sentries, part of the movement package. We want to play these range row. What I like to do is I like to look at my hand. If I have smugglers in hand, I'll play Saskia on the range row and hope that she pulls out a sentry. Because these are the elves that she can pull. If I have sentries in my hand, I'll play her on the melee row, so that she'll draw a smuggler. But yeah, once we get these cat witchers and matrons out, if we play her on the ranged row, which we definitely want to do, when you play her on the melee row, hey, she'll make making a bomb more valuable. But mostly we're gonna want to play her on the ranged row, and she's gonna boost allied units by 1 whenever they move. Like this Cat Witcher, who likes to move every other turn and damage a unit on the opposite row by 1. Waylay's Tactic, so we included that, and we get the tag. Waylay's just pretty darn good now that it doesn't require the death blow. Making a bomb, good movement tech. Also the bomb tag for Saskia, same thing with Waylay, really good. Dwarven Mercenary, since we aren't going to be deploying him, we're going to be summoning him with Saskia. That's going to be a fat 7 unit just summoned onto our board. It's going to be really nice. He's the only dwarf, so that bronze dwarf, so that's going to work out. Matrons, they're going to go to the right. They're going to heal the unit on the left. As they move, they're going to get healed, and they're going to heal another. So if you get 2 of these on the board, they'll just perpetually heal themselves too. So if you get 2 of these in a sentry, then that's 4 points of passive point generation. It's really strong. And Hawker support, you buff Torque, and that goes on to either Aglace or Skags. It's even good if it goes on Philvandrel, but if you go on to Aglace or Skags, that's 12 for 4. That's just crazy value from a bronze. So you gotta enjoy these. So, yep, those are the cards in the deck. I got 4 games for y'all, so hope you guys enjoy them.
go before no one.
You must hold it between your teeth, like so.
Show me the coin or sod off. Got business for me?
Humans are scum. I prefer elves, dwarves, pixies even. Talk about that. Humans are not to be trusted.
Nigh is the time of the white frost and white light.
Hey! Humans have no right to make such a claim! Pride is all we've left.
Rena, my Rena.
Show me the coin or sod off.
That's it! Shut up, human!
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style. Got a job for me?
Cadmel and Shay.
Freya's bulwark! That's what we are! Too slow.
Ever danced with a demon in the light of the full moon? I could drown you.
They used to tire my tongue about that.
You're good. Real good. When the white frost comes, do not eat the yellow snow.
That's it. You must hold it to your teeth. That's it.
Golden dragon.
Diana Agath.
Not your lucky day.
Cursed idiots! I ought to ram you! The unworthy shall be punished.
Drink this, you'll feel better.
Wojtek, die!
Malitoas melons in one dense dunderheat.
Diana Agath.
Last words.
En Mahien Quan Bleat. Let's hope.
If my coin's ranked to you, go kiss a dog neath its tail.
Show me the coin or sod off.
Ah, this will shoot through.
To war!
Dole! Blathana!
Ludifisk, give me some of that.
Watches away all shame!
Rosanna Emme! Rosanna Broccolon!
He is here. Yeah, I work for the people. Better than working for humans.
Admiral and Shay.
Who's the courage to fight the bell columns, eh?
Style, that's right. I like fighting with style.
Hit it when they wrong.
That will help your dad. Stop it!
Idid and Gunnar!
Your body is stronger than your steel.
This is not what we agreed!
Lie still. You've not yet recovered.
Well, what is it? Aye, soon as I finish my pipe.
Diana Agath. Caudion Kenak Sensith.
surprise. Just for you, love.
My ink! Confess or be damned!
Style! That's right. I like fighting with style.
Bollocks. That was my last quill.
The only good one is a dead one.
Move it, Ron! I love to see it! Oi! Hey there! Come here!
Nigh is the time of the white frost and white light.
You'll die by my sword!
I'll find this little marvel a nice home.
Genius must not be restrained.
Amin herzer esedeth echil plowshake.
The simplest methods yield the best results.
Hold the line!
corporations are people too.
Can't melon shake.
The best feathers are from hens.
Oh, if anyone's got any hooch left.
Gold shines brightest in the presence of fire.
Enid and Glenna!